What's good, y'all? It's your boy Cold Blooded, and we back with another one. Hey, listen, man, before we even get started, I need y'all to know I really appreciate y'all. If y'all didn't know, we finally broke 1,000 subs, and then over the last week, we added another 500. So let's just keep the ball rolling, man. As a love letter to y'all, I got something great for y'all. We back in the lab. Not only are we back in the lab, we hopped in the lab with everybody's least favorite fighter to use, Fwd Lomachenko. Hey, this is the dude who I mained with all early access. I ain't had to do too much different than what I was doing in early access, but it did allow me to hop in the lab and find some stuff that I have not seen anybody doing. There are a lot of videos on how trash Lomachenko is. So here's one on how to use him. He has some exclusive movement animations, specifically the run back that he does, or that he did in the Jason Sosa fight. And I think he did it in a couple other fights where he was doing the Matador scheme. He does have that in his likeness, and there it is right there. In order to trigger that, though, it happens immediately when you break the glue animation from the base stance, but it only happens if you're within that straight line of your opponent, that 180 degrees. When you're using this camera angle, it's kind of difficult to always trigger it because people are always rotating left and right, and you're never really at the proper straight line of your opponent. But if you play with the over-the-shoulder camera, you'll be able to trigger it all the time, since backwards is just pretty much always down on the left stick. So it is important to know how to do this all the time, because essentially that's actually the fastest retreat that he has in the game. That animation right there is going to always get you out of a sticky situation faster than loose movement would in most cases. A lot of times I'll go into loose movement, and to try to trigger it all the time, I'll do it from loose movement. So I'll go in loose movement, I'll work. Obviously there's no glue mechanism here. However, on my way out, I'll leave loose movement to initiate the glue at the tail end, and then I'll always go into that animation, as you see right there. So the big thing with Lomachenko, man, you gotta live rent free. One of the things I've noticed with Lomachenko that I haven't really had to do with any of the other fighters in the game is you really have to, you got to set up shop in your opponent's head. You really have to occupy space, and you can do that a lot just by taking advantage of his steps. You got to take advantage of his steps, his exclusive movements. You have to be in and out, be in and out. You really, essentially, you want to use Lomachenko, at least in my opinion. This is how I had the most success with him. You want to use him as close to the real thing as possible. You want to. Remember, in real life, Loma's all about those feints. That's what he does. All about those feints and that movement, creating those angles. So what I want to do is try to tire my opponent out as much as possible, just by being a fucking gnat. I just want to be in and out, making whip as much as possible, and really focus on the psychology of the sport more than anything. Try to get into my opponent's head as much as possible. Remember, the goal here isn't to run, it's to show him that we can make a miss from a good angle. We here. We just pulling back just in time. Look at him, just whiffing shots. Now, I'm aware that information is anything new. It's something everybody should be doing anyway. It's just a big part of the psychology of the sport and of the game in general. Just being able to try to capitalize on your opponent missing and making a miss in those little nuanced areas. It's just that Lomachenko's movement is so much better than everybody else's in the game that you can capitalize on it a lot more. But here's a callback to 17 years ago when I was preaching that same exact thing for that same exact reason back then. So here I go, I'm messing with him again. Right here I'm doing a little something I love to do. I'm baiting him. Making him miss punches, moving in and out. Every time I move any punches, I back out. I love to do the bait. It pisses him off, because eventually he's getting fed up with what I'm doing. You see, so now he's trying to put his head in my chest and fight. And I set up traps with it too. It doesn't only work with brawlers, it works with boxers too. Like we'll take it back here to Sugar Ray Leonard, old fight with the Jermaine Taylor gear on. This dude wanted to box. Eventually I baited him. He missed a couple punches. Now he's forced to pressure. He's mad, and I waited. Boom. And it's stuff like that. You bait these dudes. You play with them. You play with the emotions. You just get in their head. Once you're in their head, the fight is yours. So there's also a case with Lomachenko with his punches. His arms are short. He got the little T-Rex arms. The punches just don't come out fast. In the grand scheme of things right now, with the overall meta for the game is you want to be able to commit to the body and you want to do it effectively. So that lead body hook is going to come out really slow. And he's going to telegraph it ahead of time, the whole shebang. He does have the Canelo special though, where if you wrap around first with a directional hook to the body with the backhand, the front hand will then come out immediately. The beauty about Lomachenko is, and that's anybody you go southpaw with, by the way, pro tip, is that if you put that lead body hook, the forward moving lead body hook at the end of any combination, is instant. See the difference? So another really good way you'll see me get the lead body hook off, again, it's the forward moving lead body hook. It's right after a forward lunge. If you lunge forward with Lomachenko and immediately go into the forward moving body hook, it'll come out really, really nice and fast. And then immediately you can step right back and then rinse and repeat if you want to. I've done it to frightening results. When that ain't gonna talk about it. So because Lomachenko has punches and bunches, it's also really good to put it in a combination anyway. A lot of time you'll notice I'll punch, miss, and then lunge inward, and then get the lead body hook off. Reason being is the forward lunge actually keeps the momentum going for punches and bunches. Believe it or not. You don't believe me? Let me show you. So watch my tricks light up. That's punches and bunches right there. You throw one punch, it won't light. One punch, it won't light. One punch, it won't light. Now, as I talked about in the Canelo video, the combination is active so long as he's still somewhat in the animation. Animation just ended. Still active. See how I can just put all that space in my punches and I still have punches and bunches active? That's how you keep combos going. You do not have to punch immediately to keep a combo going. However, if you forward step or back step with Lomachenko after a punch, that also keeps combos going. See that? Watch again. Watch the trait over my health. And notice it stayed active the entire time I was stepping. Aside from the simple stuff offensively, there's also going to be the rear body uppercut with Lomachenko. When I have a guy in front of me who leans, it's going to be real good to spin out to my right or roll out to my right with the step, or go into loose movement to activate it and then get that rear body hook. It comes out really well. I meant power body uppercut, rear power body uppercut. It's a beautiful punch to throw at an angle. A lot of times I'll do that and then catch him on an angle with it right here, and then put the lead hook on top of that as well, and then get out. It's just money. Watch this. Now, we're gonna start rolling toward the screen, toward my right, and then look to shoot that power body uppercut. Get the first one. That would have been perfect right there. You see how he was leaning? He's leaning. I got the angle on him. There it is. The moment he leans, slide out and get the angle on him. There it is. The next thing you see me do with Lomachenko a lot is a completely psychological part of the game. You're going to see me lean forward Lomachenko a lot like this. The reason you see me pump the left trigger is because, as we talked about in the Canelo video, when you hold the left trigger, you get flat-footed, and it allows your opponent to get angles on you. So in order to make sure my character is always pivoting and keeping my guy in front of me, I'm just pumping it. But the reason I'm pumping it is because ultimately what I'm going for is the straight into a power lead hook. Now, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but I talked about this about a year ago as well, maybe even two now, during early access. when I was using Joe Louis, there was a big psychological aspect as to why I was pushing my hips back, and I'm gonna show you guys that video clip right here. I go into this little lean right here. Oops, I go into the lean right there. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my hips and I'm pushing them back. So I'm going to use Canelo as an example. One of the reasons Canelo's defense in real life is so good is because all of his weight is on the front foot when he boxes. By his weight being on the front foot, his head is the closest thing to the target, and so a lot of guys go head hunting against Canelo, which is also the smallest target that he has. So he's also able to implement some really good head movement. In order to get to Canelo's body, you have to get past his head and past his shoulders. And without saying too much, literally I talked about some of the effectiveness of putting your head forward and your hips back. Obviously it's a video game, so people don't really think about it too much, but when you have a guy who's in front of you who's actually thinking, who's got some type of IQ, if he sees the head first and the hips further back, it's going to create a bit of an illusion. So he's probably going to try to get closer to me to dig into the body. We're going to start shooting our hips back now. There it is, both land. Do it again, shoot the hips back. And there it is again. Remember, we're creating that invisible line. As I explained before, when you shoot them hips back, he has to either go to the head or he has to step forward to dig to the body. Right now, body shots are heavy, so you know he's either going to step in with a body jab or he's going to get close enough to get into, there we go, that hook range for the body. My hips are back, my head is forward. You have to get closer, and there it is again. My hips are back, my head is forward. You have to get past my shoulders, and he just did it. And there's the hook again. All right, y'all, before we hop into this fight, hopefully some of that information is useful. I do want to describe Lomachenko a certain way. And to do that, I think it's just easier to quote myself from over a year ago, because Loma was my main during early access, and I did do 2 videos on him, but there was something that I exclamated back then that even now during release, especially now during official release, or full release rather, is definitely true. And it was these words right here. Lastly, it's awesome to see a character that's brought in that requires so much more effort to play effectively, right? The reward needs to be greater though. So Loma style in real life is very reactive. The only proactive move in his toolbox is like his step throughs and his step arounds. Aside from that, he's a really reactive fighter. He relies a lot on his reflexes, and trying to imitate that should require the same level of difficulty as real life, in my opinion. And they do a really good job at that in this game. He's definitely difficult to play with effectively. However, he requires a really good grasp of the game. So that said, you have to do far too much to get far too little in return. And that's where we drop the mic. Listen, if y'all stuck around for this long, I really appreciate y'all. Just a FYI, the sentiment is still the same. You have to do a whole lot with Lomachenko to net the same results, obviously, that you would give anybody else. The end game is a W, right? Either a knockout or a decision. You get it a lot easier with a more generic fighter. Loma is a demon. Marquez is probably the best pick in this division. I'm not gonna lie, even if you play him at welterweight, he is legitimately one of the best picks in the video game now. He is a phenomenal pick. He looks excellent too, but his style is not quite. I don't get the. Y'all know how I fought. Hands high, tight. There weren't too many guys who fought like him. Only people who I've seen fight out of the stance that Marquez fought out of were other Nacho Bernstein fighters, like Finito Lopez, one of the GOATs. He perfected it from an offensive point of view, and Marquez obviously was more of a volume counterpuncher with his style. Got lured into a lot of firefights, but just the stance, they don't have his likeness with the stance that I wish that they had. But everything else is pretty good in terms of visuals. But that's a good pick. Tough to beat this right here. Let's see, we put it all together. Gotta make a miss early. Good block for Loma. Again, the movement no longer bugged with Lomachenko, so we can at least start to get some good movement going. The hook lands. All right, we're gonna step in, body shot, step out. There we go. That's the best way to get the body shot off fast, as we talked about already. Make sure you step in first. Step out, missed it. We're gonna flirt with that. Yep, flirt with putting the hits back. I'm getting loose movement so we can roll out of here a little faster. Here we go. The feint's going. Loose movement, roll out. Here we go. Back to loose. Go. Just playing with the in and outs, in and outs. It's back. There we go. Next time we're gonna roll around. There it is. Body uppercut. I'll try it again. Ooh, that would have been perfect too. There it is. That was supposed to be a body hip. I literally threw all those. So my left bumper hasn't been working properly lately. I'm gonna need a new controller soon. I threw all those as filler, just to buffer the punches and bunches. I didn't really care if those first 3 landed because they're just straight punches. They're not gonna utilize too much stamina. As you see, I'm back at 100%. Through all 3 of those, just so the 4th punch would be that lead body hook, come out nice and fast and get whatever the percentage buff to the damage is. And unfortunately, my left bumper's not working properly, but it's all good. Jab. There it is. That's the one I wanted right there. That sequence. And that's a great shot to the body. That one's gonna hurt him. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful. Step in, body hook. Landed perfectly. Get the hits back. Here he goes. And the straight landed, but the hook didn't. We'll step out. Back to our base. Get the center ring again. Keep him turning. Piss him off right here. Keep him guessing. Keep him guessing. We're going to walk him into that uppercut. There it is. Center ring, center ring. Back to turn. There it is again. Remember, step in. The object is to ruin his judge's distance. Walk with his head. There it is again. Yep. And again. Beautiful. Again, it all bleeds into the same combination. And again. And that one landed and we out. Oh, beautiful. Y'all see how I'm working? It's like I'm playing Tekken. Unfortunately, you have to work so much harder with Lomachenko, but y'all understand what I'm doing. I get the idea that they intended on ultimately when the game is, I don't think the game is finished. In a perfect world, when the game is where they actually want it to be, I think they intend on having to use at least the fighters that aren't generic, that have likeness. I think they intend for us to have to use them the way I've been using them, to figure out the little nuances to them and maximize their effectiveness. Unfortunately, right now, playing the game very arcadish or in a very generic way is going to net you better results than playing the game in a way where you get to actually utilize all the little intricate things that exist for the characters that do have their likeness. We're not running, baby. Center ring. Center ring, baby. I need you to step off me, though. Give me my space. Give me my space. Here we go. Here we go. Good work. Good work from the boy right there. Beautiful. Getting loose. Spin out. Good base. Ooh, good shit. Good shit. Good shit. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. See, I rolled underneath that. I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then body shot. That's all I really cared about. Don't really care about the others. It works if you just double the jab as well or triple the jab. 1, 2, body shot. All I care about. I'm just taking advantage of the buff to punches and bunches so that that body shot can land. Start to break them down late. 2, body shot, 2, body shot, and we out. That was all. So he got hit with the buff on the body shot on the 3rd and 5th punch. He's hurting. It is again. And y'all see how fast that body hook is coming out, guys. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It only flows like that if you make it a directional punch, specifically the forward moving one. Forward moving. If you're gonna put it in punches, put it at the end. And you see my stamina still looks great, despite me starting to mix a lot of flurries in there. Because I'm only throwing the occasional hook. 1, 2, 1, 2 hook. 2, 1, 2 hook. 2 hook. 2 hook, 1 hook, 2 hook, things like that. It's working out. And if I do it in a way where the actual hook to the body is not missing, then I'm not losing the miss. I'm not getting the miss punch stamina attacks. That's huge, man. That's huge. Let's see what we're looking at right here. 1 on 3 rounds so far. Good shit. And I got the impression that he's like, he was yeah, you see that? Spamming the same. Yeah, he's demoralized, y'all. We're in his head. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. He's completely demoralized. My man just came out here spamming the same fucking punch now. He's unfortunately, that can actually become effective though. So he's gonna Make it a 3rd punch just now. I'm gonna go body jab into left hook into lead hook body. Gotta find the right timing for it though. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that no more just because it's gonna open counter windows. I'm gonna get back into doing the step ins and step out. It's all beautiful, beautiful. Twice there. Oh, beautiful. Step right in. Got that angle on him. Hits back, walk him into it. Walked him into the straight, but the hook didn't land. I am gonna try one more time since we got time. I got some good stamina. Only the straight lands again. I ain't gonna worry about it. Another body shot. Beautiful. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Yes, the opponent matters. It's not going to be as easy to do this against everybody, obviously. But I just hope that you guys at least see the difference in how his punches are coming out and how they're landing by doing what I'm doing. And tell me another fighter to use, y'all. Tell me another fighter that you think isn't working properly or isn't to your liking, and I see what's going on with him, man. If I can, I'm not doing anything different than y'all can do, man. Just hop into the lab and test some shit out, man. Let me know what y'all find with some of the other guys. Ooh, we both traded punches there. Mine was a ghost punch though. Oh, good shit. So I'm so relaxed now because I know I'm up big that I'm like, I just lost concentration and I'm kind of like just playing regular now. Let me get back to my bag. My bad. I don't want to lose focus here. I want to continue to do everything that we talked about. Here's again. Made it the fourth punch. Third punch. That was all 3 hooks though. That's not good because the hooks take a lot of stamina. Second punch, fourth punch, and we out. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it was third and fifth. Only the third one landed. We're gonna go 2, 1, 2 hook. 2, 1, 2 hook, and we out. Oh, it was supposed to be up a back step. We I don't know if you guys noticed, he went into the fast moving back animation. I'll show it to you guys right here. I have to actually trigger it. That's the way to trigger it. That's when he does, like, he pushes his arms back and he pushes back and he does the super fast Loma walk. Sometimes when it triggers, it does get you stuck. It's a bit bigger. It's a bit buggy. But can't even talk. Jab wins again. He's so befuddled now because I went to the body so much that now I can make the jab work. And we are constantly keeping that camera spinning on him, See, he swore the boy was going to deliver something, and I didn't. And that's how when I got close, I actually swung. He doesn't even know when I'm going to commit anymore. Just keeping him guessing, y'all. He has no idea when your boy's gonna commit. That's how we committing again. You see the stutter steps, y'all. The feint. Oh, the feint again. Yeah, he has no idea when we're gonna commit, guys. Big combo right there. Yep. Stepped in, didn't swing, just stopped. Commit that time. Commit that time on the fourth punch. Fifth punch. Oh, that landed. Second and fourth punch. So if y'all don't know what the count is the body hooks. And the stamina is still immaculate. The count I'm doing is the body hooks. I'm making sure I don't miss too often. If I do whiff punches, it's going to be the jab and the cross. And I just make sure I try to land that body hook. I don't want to land it as the first shot unless it's a counter or unless it's immediately after a forward step. Otherwise, I want to make sure it's always a part of the punch and bunch buff. I'm stuck. My character's stuck. I think he might have quit, y'all. Yeah, I can't move. My controller's busted. Oh, we did it, y'all. We did it. We got it done. Let's talk about it. Fuck it. Get me another fight, yo. I'm gonna post this up, and we're gonna have some more fun with Loma. I'll be streaming pretty soon. This holiday's gonna be done with, and then your boy gonna start streaming more frequently and have a lot of fun. But yeah, we getting it done, man. We getting it done.